I've started a coding bootcamp in 2023. I've actually been there for a whole month now. It's been 4 weeks. I wanted to give it 4 weeks because I wanted to actually give you guys some feedback and have actually something to say, as opposed to, well, nothing to say really. So I gave it some time. I've been there 4 weeks. I've got another 2 months to go. So I've done 1 month and I've got another 2 months to go. The whole course is 3 months and it has been interesting. And there's actually quite a few things to unpack. So I'll get straight into it. But first, I'm gonna start off with the boot campers themselves. So what I mean is the cohort and everyone who's there who's like me. So there's roughly around 90 to 100 of us. Let's say just over 90. The main thing that I've realized about the people in this boot camp is there are so many different backgrounds in this bootcamp. I'm going to use the term coding to encapsulate every type of language there is out there, right? And the languages that we're learning in the bootcamp. I've come across people who have done no coding. I've come across people who are actually learning coding and they've spent a year that have been self-teaching themselves and they've added this onto their training so that they can get better at what they're currently doing at the time. I've also met people who have been doing coding for years. They've been doing coding for years. They know coding really, really well, but they've had like a career break or something has happened. So they've had to come back into the industry. That tells you that there is every level of coder within this bootcamp. This bootcamp is not particularly just for people that have no experience or have no coding background whatsoever. This bootcamp has got every type of coder and put us all together. I have to say, what I have found is that there are the majority of people are people who are changing their careers and have never stepped into coding at all, like myself. So that's the actual boot campers. Now, the boot camp itself, the name is School of Code. You're gonna hear lots of things about boot camps. You're gonna hear negative things about boot camps. You're gonna hear positive things about boot camps. You're gonna hear every kind of opinion on YouTube about boot camps, right? So from my own personal experience, I've seen some boot camps, right? Now the main thing that you have to question when you're seeing a boot camp in front of you and you can see the details on a website and you're making the decision, the crux of the decision is the price. How much is it to sign up to this bootcamp? How much of my money are they going to take? If they take this amount of money from me, what am I going to expect? What do I come out with at the end, right? That's the main thing about when you're choosing your bootcamp. You're looking at what they do, how much you're paying for it, and then what you get at the end, because of course it matters, right? That's the main thing. You want to know what you're getting at the end. Is it a qualification? Is it a certificate? Are you getting some like brownie points within the industry so that people recognize you? What is it? Why am I doing this, right? The thing about School of Code is it's free. School of Code is free. You don't pay a single penny. It is funded by the government. And I'm currently based in the UK, and School of Code is based in the UK. Currently, they have held 14 boot camps, right? 14 cohorts. And what I mean by cohort, I mean by let's say classroom, right? A classroom is a cohort, but on a much bigger scale. Now, the cohort I am on is number 15. I am on the 15th cohort boot camp, whatever you want to call it, that School of Code has done. And it's free. So what do I expect from something that is completely free? I don't know. That's the thing. I don't know. When I first saw this, and when I was first acquainted with the idea of getting into a boot camp, and I saw it, I don't know. I had no idea what to expect. To be honest with you, to this day, I still don't know what to expect. But I've got sort of an idea. I've got sort of an idea now. By now, by the fourth week, I've now completed 4 weeks. I've got another 8 weeks to go. I can see what the light is at the end. I can see what is entailed and what is expected and what is expected of me as well, right? It's kind of a relationship, this thing. I'm currently living this boot camp and living this course right now, so there's a lot to it. I think I'm gonna try and keep it simple to keep the video short today. Main thing is, this boot camp itself is free, totally free. So what do I expect from it? I don't know. So as for the School of Code Bootcamp itself, it's run by a team, and a team of coaches. Now the team are absolutely incredible. If you manage to get a job at the end that is directly linked to this bootcamp, then they get a cut. They get paid from it, right? So I guess that's what's in it for them, because that hit me at first. I was thinking, well, hang on, bro. If I'm signing up to this for free, and they're gonna be teaching me every day for free, like, I mean, this boot camp is Monday to Friday, 9 till 5. That's it. Block standard. You're there every day, Monday to Friday, 9 till 5. All right. By the way, the whole thing is remote. I do not go anywhere. It is right here in my chair, in front of my PC, on Zoom. The whole course, Monday to Friday, 9 till 5. Okay. And it's free. I can't stress to you. I have to keep saying it, because a lot of the boot camps that I've heard about and researched about and seen opinions about from other YouTubers are paid for. So I have to stress the fact that this one is free. So the coaches themselves, they are very well versed in coding. They are very knowledgeable about different languages in coding. But most importantly, they are very kind. They are very articulated and well versed in how they communicate through a camera, through the screen. They are very helpful. They help you. They guide you. They are not tough or hard headed, or they do not give you hard talk or anything like that. But one thing I have to rate highly is they're very honest. And the warnings were from the start. The warnings were about how this boot camp will be and what you should expect from the boot camp. Now, before I go on to that, a little bit about me, all right? Just so you understand the concept. I'm not going to go on about me, but just a little concept, all right? COVID. COVID hit me hard. Things didn't go well for me. I then got a job after COVID, but then I fell ill last year in 2022. I had to take a lot of time off work. Basically, I lost my job. And so I wasn't sure what to do. I was an artist. Well, I am an artist. So I was doing some portraits just to help me get by. I then made a website using a website builder, Squarespace, which is a great platform, by the way. But this is not about Squarespace. But by the way, check out the website if you get a chance. It's in the description. All right, it's defies.com. This is where I put my artwork. And when I made that website, even though I used a builder, I enjoyed designing the front end of that website. And I thought to myself, you know what? I kind of like this, yeah. So let me see what it's about. I told my work coach. So I was going to the job center at the time because I was on benefits or welfare, however you want to call it, around the world. All right, I'm not ashamed to say it. I'm kind of, happy that it worked out that way, and I am grateful at the same time. I am super blessed to have that opportunity. So my work coach gave me a list of courses that were free and provided by the government. I then saw full stack developer on the list, and it had School of Code. So I thought to myself, I'm never getting into this. All right, but I'm gonna try it. I then applied, and they got back to me. I have to say the application process is truly grueling. I can't even say that properly. Truly grueling. It was a 4-week pre-course where you have to attend once a week with this cohort, which is, I can't even remember how big it was, but it was huge. There was so many people in that cohort. You listen to the coaches for an hour, and then you create some work over the week and hand it in. So there was homework every week, and there was work to do every week and things to learn every week. Then you had to do create a game. All right, and I created the game and using Scratch, and man, that was fun. I have to say that was really, really fun. I really enjoyed that, right? So Scratch is really cool. If you don't know about Scratch, check it out. Scratch is it's like a game builder, and it's kind of like the baby steps of coding, and it's beautiful. It's a beautiful program. I love it, right? They made us made a game, and then after the pre-course, they make you hand in a project, and this project is you to just go all out. They give you a specification where you have unlimited resources, unlimited finances. What would your project be? What would your thing be? What would you create, right? They were then very, very firm about your start date. I started just like term time. I started at the beginning of September, and here I am, 4 weeks on. So that's me. All right, how I got into it, and how I applied, and how I was accepted. And boy, was I in for it, to say the least. I can't say I was shocked because the warnings came in the pre-course. They did say to us, it's going to be hard. It's going to be challenging. You're not going to be in your comfort zone. I was like, right, you know what? I have heard this way too many times to take it for granted in my life through experience. So I was like, you know what? I am not going to take what they're saying with a pinch of salt. I'm going to believe it. Yeah? I'm going to believe them. They're telling me it's going to be tough. They're telling me it's going to be challenging. They're telling me you're basically not going to like it. But, you know, you're going to like it, but not going to like the pressure. Okay? And man, were they right. So the first week started off with talking about methods and productivity within the industry itself. All right, what the industry is like, the tech industry, the coding industry, and what you would expect, and the methodologies that are used by companies within this industry. It's kind of like the first week was kind of like an introduction, and what they do is they team you up with 2 other people within the cohort, and they swap that around every week. You are in a different team of 3 every week, right? So the first week I was with 2 people, second week I was with 2 different people, third week 2 different people, fourth week 2 different people. That's how it works, right? They get you to work with everyone, right? And that is why I know what the boot campers are like and what the other people are like. And they also get you to do energizers and games with the whole cohort, so you get to know everyone. Really, you literally get to know everyone. The second week, boy, straight into JavaScript, straight into the base coding language, which is JavaScript. Because what they have kind of like given the image, and pretty much what I've seen online as well, is that JavaScript is king. If you know JavaScript, you can pretty much learn any other language. If you can get to grips with JavaScript and you can understand how JavaScript works, you can go out there and learn Python or Java. Java and JavaScript are 2 different things, by the way. These things I didn't even know, which is why I truly believe that this bootcamp was so grateful, so so valuable, right? Grateful is what I am, okay? Valuable is what the bootcamp is, because boy, I know so much more now than I did the day before I started the bootcamp. Straight into the third week, they went straight into the actual parts of JavaScript. So they started breaking down JavaScript. So in the second week, they went into like functions and arrays and objects and stuff. But the third week, they started bringing out like functions and if-else statements, and teaching us about scope and how to really understand scope. And then the fourth week, which was this week just gone, they introduced APIs and how we can fetch APIs and how they benefit the website that you are building, right? Or the app that you are building through your website. Because I didn't even know that a lot of apps are now web-based now, you know, as opposed to being local on your phone or your computer or whatever. It's all web-based, and apps that you download from your Google Store are all web-based. So yeah, so you can build whatever you like using This is another thing. They introduced GitHub and Visual Studio Code, which I had no idea how to use or what they were. And I now know how to use them. It's crazy. And that's just 4 weeks into this bootcamp. And I got another 2 months. I got another 8 weeks of this. So I have no idea what they're going to bring out, what I'm going to be able to do. But right now, you tell me to build a website for you right now, I can do that. I didn't think I could. Believe me, though. Believe me. Don't think like I'm making this sound. I'm forgetting to make. I'm making this sound all hunky dory and cushy, yeah. But man, I have been in my imposter syndrome several times. Imposter syndrome is when you walk into a place and you feel like you are out of place. Simple as that. I have been in a team with other guys that have coded for years, and I'm just there like, I ain't got a clue what you're talking about, bro. But I have given it my best. I have put my work in, and I have learned. You have to learn. You have to learn how to learn. You have to be comfortable with being uncomfortable. You know, these things are cliche things and they sound all fancy, but they are so damn true. They are so true. You have to be comfortable being uncomfortable. Because man, there's been times I have been uncomfortable. I have been sitting there thinking, man, what is going on? But you don't crumble and you do not, you have to face your fears of being uncomfortable. Because look, if I'm uncomfortable, if I don't understand something, or if I do something wrong, right, what's going to happen? What's going to happen? What, they're going to kick me out? No. Are you going to fail something? No, you might fail the quiz. So you get quizzed every day in the morning, right? We have tests every day and you have to pass those tests every day, right? But as long as you follow the work every day and you follow the content of your work every day, you'll be all right, man. And I'm saying this with a smile and I'm saying this all happy and jolly, but man, it is not easy. Learning code is like learning a new language, but I'll save that for another video, right? Because that's getting your head around, you know, your mental abilities and mindset. That's a whole nother conversation, man. And it will be way too long. This video will be way too long, right? You're going to be in pain sometimes, right? I'm laughing because I have felt it. I have felt it. But the coaches are there to help, right? And they enforce the idea of using AI. They provide you with many tools. And I only used to hear about ChatGPT before, okay? I always used to hear about it, people using it, people bigging it up, saying this and that about it. All right, great. Believe me when I say I use ChatGPT every day now. Every day I choose, but I use it with a little bit of salt because it's not indefinite. It's not true to everything. You have to use it as a guide. You have to use ChatGPT as a guide. And there's other bots as well. There's like Bard. There's other things. There's other forms of AI. I've only used ChatGPT and Bard, and they're great, man. I will do another video on how I use ChatGPT, all right? The bootcamp is mainly based around how you work as a team, how you work with others, how you face challenges, how do you survive being in a problem? Because that is the industry. They are testing you with how you're going to be after the bootcamp, right? Once the bootcamp's over, you're going to apply to jobs, right? You're going to get rejected. And then one of them might turn around and say, hey, all right, we'll take you on. Okay. You're going to go through a long-winded interview. You might fail that one. Okay. The next one comes along. Okay. And then you pass that one and then you get accepted in the job. You're in the job. Now it's going to be tough. You're going to come across problems. You're going to come across something you don't understand. You're going to be in your imposter syndrome because everyone around you knows how to code and you're the new guy that don't know jack. This bootcamp prepares you for that. These employers know. They know. The employers are not stupid. The CEOs of these companies are not stupid. They know that you you've just come out of a boot camp, you're not going to know how to code. You're not going to know how to code, right? And build something like fresh, like off your head. No. They know that. You might be able to. Good for you, bruv. Good for you. You might be able to. Good for you. Good. But they know that everyone from the bootcamp is not going to be the same and at that same level of ability and be able to code. But what they're looking for is how you handle working within that company, in a team, facing problems, struggling, coming across challenges, fighting those challenges head on, saying, you know what, I'm not going to quit. They want to see how you quit and how you fight on. That's what this bootcamp is about. It's not about making you an expert in JavaScript. No, you're silly if you think that's what you're going to be. I know that after the next 2 months, I'm not going to be an expert in JavaScript. You know, that's discrediting people who have done JavaScript for years, because those people, right, those men and women are incredible at their craft. It is a craft, right? If I turn around and say, yeah, I know how to do everything after 3 months, you're an idiot, right? And you are discrediting those people who have years of experience in coding, because it takes years to learn a different language fluently, not 3 months. What the hell's wrong with you, yo? That brings me on to what's next, right? I still have 2 months to go. I believe I'm going to be doing SQL next week. Once again, I am going to be outside of my comfort zone. I am going to be in my imposter syndrome, and I am going to be sitting there thinking, what the hell is going on? But you know what? I am going to learn it. I'm going to bang out those tests in the morning and I'm going to pass them, because I'm not paying for this, right? Again, it brings me back to the whole free concept. I haven't paid for this. But what I am paying is time. I am investing my time into this. Monday to Friday, 9 to 5. That is a payment. And that's not in the form of monetization. It's not money. It's a personal thing, bruv. It's time. So that's personal. So you waste that, you are wasting your soul. And that is what the purpose of these boot camps are. And people kind of get that twisted and kind of get the wrong idea of these boot camps. That's why some of these boot camps have a bad rep, man. Especially the ones that charge you a lot of money. But School of Code, honestly, I don't have anything to complain about. I can't come to you and say, yo, at the moment, there's something to complain about. Maybe there will be something to complain about next month or the month after, or when I've finished, there might be something to complain about then. But right now, I've got nothing to complain about. I love waking up every day learning something here, right? So that's it. That's the channel now. I have gone from Defies Games to now Defies Tech or whatever. I haven't thought of a name yet. Instead of playing games now, I want to make games. You know, I want to make stuff. I want to build stuff. And, streaming was great for me during the COVID. But right now, it's all about what comes next, onto bigger things, man. And expect my journey through this bootcamp in the channel. If you want to see more updates about how this bootcamp goes or how the learning goes, and please subscribe, like the video. I will show you everything, the content itself, also about how you articulate yourself in certain things. If I have any events, I actually went to my first event the other day. Man, was I nervous? But it was so great. So I'll share that with you as well. I'll share you my setup, how I've set up things and what I use, because that's very important as well. You need to be prepared, not just mentally, but also in terms of peripherals and like your system, right? You need to be able to learn in order for you to learn. Okay, so I'll do separate videos for that. But in the meantime, thank you for coming. Thank you for listening. And I'll see you in the next video, yo. Peace out.